All right. I'll talk to you after.
Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm here with Hiawatha. George may or may not join us. Who knows? We're going to be talking about the new Disney. This is their latest one with this. Boy, this guy really takes the cake here. This is probably the top weirdo. I mean, this guy is just hardcore for all of this. We're going to watch this. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself live on here. After that, we're gonna talk about the boys for a bit and what we're gonna do with that. So we'll start playing this now.
Jeannie Giannani, the creative marketing director at
This guy's a
Disney, was
goat.
asked about
Hey,
allowing
Cornbread.
LGBTQ content to be shown
Hey,
to
Cornbread.
children. Jeannie agreed that he wants children to see the content and that it is, quote, the unspoken thing.
I despise those kind of people that want to accuse of Disney of grooming children. But I also want children to see LGBTQ content. Don't you agree?
What?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Hey, Jack.
both ways, hey, Jack.
Am I going to see a drag queen at Disneyland or anything like that? Do you
It's
wanna
just
do that? See a
disgusting.
drag queen at Disneyland. That'd be cool. That would be cool. I'm sure that would definitely.
When asked by our OMG
Jesus.
undercover journalist if he would authorize drag queens to be present at Disneyland,
He's getting to be
which
like that guy from
children are
Judicial
under,
Watch. You know how he's all
Jeannie,
pumped
the
up?
drag queen said, well,
Yeah.
Look at his guns, man. He didn't have them before.
at some point. From classic Disney
had to chase down that
princesses to
Tesla.
drag queens, the transformation
Yeah.
of children's programming at the Walt Disney Company
This
is
shit is
happening.
so sick. And then they got that Snow White thing in Disneyland. They got a drag queen
Welcome
where you
to
make
third
the thing.
installment
Have you
of
seen that?
Disney.
Yeah, I did a video about it because those people, they paid like $500 to get their picture taken with the.
With a drag queen. How fucked
Yeah,
up.
but they didn't know that it
stupid.
was a drag. Yeah, they actually thought it was it fooled them. It's an actual dude.
Disney tapes.
God, that is
As
so
we
sick.
reported in Disney tapes 1 and 2, Disney has spent recent years focusing more efforts on their seemingly strange take on diversity and less efforts on the type of content and entertainment
Hey,
that one
Alhambra.
would expect from a once
Hey,
so
Alhambra.
consistent family-oriented brand. Now, in
Man,
Disney
they've
Tapes
always
1, we
been
met
twisted.
Disney's
You
Senior
know
Vice
that.
President of Business Affairs.
Them
at
artists have
Disney,
always
Michael
been hiding shit
Giordano.
in the art. Hey,
As you'll
Eric.
recall, Michael
Eric.
made it clear that Disney not only blatantly discriminates in their hiring practices, they consistently pass over candidates who are more qualified for candidates who are less
DEI.
qualified, but check the boxes that are consistent with their DEI hiring philosophy.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of
Yeah.
unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
Get fucked, white
there's no
man.
way we're hiring a white male person. They,
You
for
fucking
writers
whitey.
and actors,
How
do
dare
all
you
the
work
time,
hard?
looking to hire writers
Well,
and
how is
actors
it
who bring
diversity when it's
I'm
just
not
them?
looking to
Where's
bring
the
on
diversity in
any more
the,
clients
just, you know what I mean?
Well, they hire no
It makes
white
no
guys
sense.
until that is they're looking to hire upper level management. In which case,
Oh, then it's
as
gotta
we
be a
saw
Jew.
in Disney Tapes 2,
I mean, a
Dave
little hat.
Mocker, Disney's director of production and finance, claims that the only way you're going to make it into Disney's C-suite is if you're a white Jewish man, a claim that, frankly,
Ooh.
I find to be clearly
Ant spitting in
anti-Semitic,
his grave.
without any evidence, and likely not even true.
So you think that they wouldn't hire a C-suite who's not white or not Jewish?
In entertainment, no. There's also a slight glass ceiling for that. I feel like it's not, there's a glass ceiling. It's not quite like being reached yet.
Oh, he's
Not
from India. He ain't gonna
yet.
make it there.
Really I guess, for lack of a word.
Oh, this is the other guy. Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
recall Mocker
see,
also
Indian
talks about Disney's
guy.
over-the-top insistence on jamming woke storylines and out-of-place diversity characters in places they clearly don't fit creatively. Which now brings us to Disney Tapes Volume 3, from classic Disney princesses to drag queens. The transformation of children's programming at the Walt Disney Company is in full effect.
And that's
Not a week goes
nasty.
by without a news
How the
headline
fuck do
about
they think that's
potential
cool?
medical supply shortages,
Ugh.
threats to our infrastructure or power grid. And you remember
Oh,
what
for
they
fuck's
pulled
sake,
during the
buddy.
last
God, it looked like the
pandemic.
Cowardly Lion
Certain
in drag. You
medications
know
were
that?
mysteriously out, feel a bit under the weather. Just a vital code OM.
Creative marketing
Fucking
director, right?
weird,
What is that?
man.
So, what is that? I'm a director of a marketer for lots of brands, but I started on Freeborn, young adult TV brand. Yeah, and I was leading.
Why do these people always look like this? It's always like
It's a tell
These-
so that we can know. It's like a fucking shark.
Yeah, it's like always these flamboyant looking people like this.
Acting weird.
Yeah.
I switched over to.
Somebody talk to me like that, I'd tell them, stop the bullshit, you weirdo.
I mean, he's doing the limp wrist, the whole thing.
Our brave
Everything.
undercover journalist from our American Swiper program, and you can sign up here, met Jeannie on the dating app Bumble and managed
I don't
to
think
score
you'd
a
want to
date
see this, Eric.
with the drag
Oh,
queen.
God, look at this
Before we
fuckhead.
dive into Jeannie's career at Disney,
You see that?
let's
What?
look deeper into his drag
Ugh.
queen credentials. Apparently, there is an elite grouping of high-profile drag queens such as Daikon and Tiffany Rose that Jeannie associates.
I don't
with.
want to know their fucking
According to
names.
Jeannie, he is a judge and the president of the jury for the AICP Awards show.
Great.
that,
They're
according to
all
its website,
conjugating all the
honors
weirdos.
marketing and communications in motion image.
Just fucking vote with your
Award
wallet.
show that is
Don't
big in
fucking
the
support
drag
these
queen mentorship
fucking
community.
sick fucks.
And according to Jeannie, he has been able to leverage his status as a prominent drag queen to
God.
bolster his personal brand, getting him appointments like his position at the AICP Award show and moving him up the ladder at Disney.
What I've really done is I've used my drag career and being a drag race.
Oh, he's a drag
To
queen.
bolster my personal brand. Like, for example, I also judge and put award shows.
Oh, boy. You're the first into the wood chipper, douche.
Yeah.
So I serve on the jury.
Groomers.
With that so fabulous hair.
I'm going to New York in a month.
God, you're disgusting and you're broken. Just because you're mentally broken don't mean you're a fucking different sex, retard.
Very cool. All the people in the room with me are
Drag industry legends.
Oh, my God. I'm the young one. We're going to have all these old fucking... This is going to be disgusting. They're famous? No, they're
Now that
not.
we've established that Jeannie is heavy into drag, let's take a look at how Jeannie is operating over at Disney as a creative head for them.
It's pretty bad,
Jeannie
Eric.
speaks to our undercover journalist, stating he has a 4 to 5 month
Season
project
4
to
start
allow
the last
LGBTQ
episode, not the one
content
like
to
the
grow
latest
across Disney
with the
television.
flying sheep. That shit was great. You gotta admit that.
I guess that would be the only thing that I liked out of this whole season so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had it with all my personal and private information being exposed and exploited by
God
big
damn,
tech
buddy.
and big government. So I'm joining
Yeah, he's
my
trying to
friend.
collect money.
Creative, quote, the unspoken thing.
I despise those kind of people that want to accuse of Disney.
You're a
of grooming
groomer, you
children,
fucking douche.
But I also want children to see LGBTQ content. Don't you agree? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Firecracker is hot though. According to Homelander, he said she's not.
Disney was more than excited to discuss how Disney is ramping up
He
their
still took that
LGBT
titty, didn't he?
promotion at parks, content, and entertainment, stating that Disney is doing Pride nights all by themselves without third parties involved, and that it is, quote, a big step.
A big step?
To what? To closing your fucking doors? These motherfuckers aren't enough to support them. They don't even do nothing. They keep doing all this shit where we got to put a gay person here, then the gays don't support it, and then it goes closed, and we're
When
called
asked by our
bigots. Go
OMG
fuck
undercover
yourself. We're not
journalist if he
supporting
would
their fucking
authorize
shit.
drag queens to be present at
Right?
Disneyland, where children
Yep.
are, mind you, Jeannie the drag queen said, well,
Fuck
would love
Jeannie, the drag
it will
queen.
happen at some point.
Right into the
So-
wood chipper.
You do drag like in your creative marketing.
How the fuck did
director,
this sick fucker get in there?
And
you know
Yeah,
that
that's- That's the interview I want to see, is how this guy got in there.
No shit, because there's a million of them in there probably.
That would be cool.
But you know that sick fucker that was stealing luggage that was part of the Biden
Remember, this is a
administration?
man that is directly impacted.
He's not going to
with
jail.
this
They're going to
watch.
give him fucking mental health help.
Oh, the guy with the suitcases?
Yeah, with the bald head, he looks like Matt Damon on meth. That
Yeah.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he kept stealing the
Yeah,
suitcases
women's
at the
luggage,
airport.
dressing up in their clothes. What? Like he's gonna stop? Come on. Give me a
Interactive
break. This shit
online,
is so fucked.
experience in person through Disney's TV, films, and theme parks. So you might say, drag queens, what's the big deal?
I know there's.
What's the big deal? Fuck you. I don't want to around my kids.
Well, it has been widely reported on multiple instances
Sick
where the normalization
fuckers,
of drag
man.
queens pushed on children through such means as drag clean
When
story
did
hour
being
in
mentally
schools and
insane
children's
become
programming
fucking
is
okay?
being used to radicalize and sexualize children, crushing
My
their innocence,
God.
essentially grooming
Check this
them
out. Wednesday
and
night,
making
we're
them
going to be
ripe
talking
for
about CERN,
victimization by
the
predators.
Hadron
These grooming
Collider.
techniques are
And
not
there's this
new and have been widely
13-year-old kid.
reported
He's the
on.
smartest kid in the
After
world.
Disney's debacle,
And he
which
said
was
that
last year,
CERN
Disney World
fucked us
Corp
all
employee Paul
and
Zeal was
destroyed our
arrested and
old
charged with
universe.
over
Now we're
900
merging with
counts of
another
child
one.
porn.
And I said, you know, people that talk about the Mandela effect, they're from our universe. You with me?
Remotely seen.
And then I was wondering earlier with my nephews, who are these motherfuckers that we're
So back
busting
to
in
Disney.
on?
Would you
And
allow
they said
someone
these
that so
trannies
blatantly
and
promotes
all
these
these other
types of
weirdos. You know
hypersexualized
that?
techniques to babysit
This
your
is
children?
their fucking universe.
Likely not.
Because this
So
shit
why would
wasn't
Disney,
normal in ours,
supposedly
was
a
it?
children's brand,
Nope.
hand the reins of
Nope. And
programming
here we
promotion
are.
power
And this
over
kid's
to a
sure
man
of it. And the way he describes it,
is the power
it's
of
like
the
the
DEI
floor
movement
fell out
that
underneath us.
sprung the Disney
Now we
business
just fell into the
safety
floor below
and
us.
mental health
And he
for
calls it the
children's
dark
business
universe.
remote
And he said,
brands.
they just fired this
Promoting drag
motherfucker up
queens
again on
is
the
probably
5th.
one gene.
And they're just
Disney
warming it up. So in the next couple of days, they're going to start this new series, and it's called the Physics series. So I don't even know what the fuck it means or what they're going to be about. But he's saying that if they do it again, and you know how it happened? They changed the weight of one electron, and it caused this fucking mass fucking like a dip in our gravity well, and that's what caused the bomb to fall out on us. He's got graphs and everything. I'm going to show it all on Wednesday. This shit is crazy. So I'm wondering, okay, so we're the people with the Mandela effect where we remember everything normal. Then who are these people, you know, that are part of this fucked up place? And then it's got to be these motherfuckers, you know that?
Yeah, look at this one.
Yo, Mike, see, just jump now. Open the window and jump now, you sick fuck. I'm so sick of this.
should have kept in the bottle.
Disney.
Let us know what you think in the comments below, and stay tuned for upcoming reports. We have many sources coming to us inside Disney. America.
You should follow him, you guys, if you're not. James O'Keefe is a fucking
And
stud.
sign up to be an American swiper at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com/swiper to join us to investigate and expose.
Yeah, go out with weirdos and
lies
record their dumb
everywhere
shit.
that lies are found.
Right?
Stay tuned.
Watch as we infiltrate Comicscade, our new expose.
Oh, fuck. Could you imagine that? Come on. I've got all the receipts.
I forget. I forgot I have this other thing we could watch too.
Yeah, well, let's do that because Eric don't want to hear about the boys.
Okay. This is an ex Disney employee, another guy that these guys are talking to.
The message she told me was that, you're being let go because you're white and you're male.
The Walt Disney Company has recently faced charges of racism, bigotry, and corruption. It was recently revealed that there is an anti-white male agenda.
Ooh, he's talking in that voice.
And many people at the company have been let go due to being a particular color or gender. Today, we sit down with a gentleman.
How about a particular race?
Callis
Don't forget
is a
that
former
part.
high-level access employee who worked for the Walt Disney Company for over 15 years. Before he openly discusses the corruption, deception, and misconduct he personally witnessed at Disney, Callis begins this interview with background and personal information about himself. And as you will see, this information will become
It'd be
even
my
more
first
relevant
charge,
as
Jack. I
more
never
of the
been
story
charged
is
for fuck.
revealed
Usually when a
throughout
cop
the
show up, they
interview.
tell me to leave. Unless I'm fighting them.
Okay, Agent Callis, first thing, and we appreciate you coming on. Tell us
Oh, this
just
is
about
Echo
yourself
Base.
before we get into your experience and your career and post-career and everything that happened at the Walt Disney Company. Tell us what you can about yourself, sir.
I grew up
Tell us.
in the Deep South. I come from Irish people that have been here since the beginning of the Civil War. My great grandfathers, his brothers, were here and fought for the Union. Most of them
You
ended
prick.
up in the South after the war, and my family has been pretty much in the same
They're
general
carpetbaggers
area
too.
to this day. We're extremely poor people, always have been. Most of the people in my family are still week to week, paycheck to paycheck. Just normal country people, hanging out, hunting, fishing, that kind of thing. I was unfortunately born with a couple of serious limitations. I have ADHD and had to go on medication for that when I was young.
No, I think it's
really
somebody
young
else,
kid,
Eric.
and I also have a pretty severe dyslexia. So I tend to, so if you bear with me today, I tend to change work.
I
around
told
a
you
lot.
about this before, didn't I,
A lot
Hargrave?
around
Guy I went to high
my
school with
mind.
was
So I,
in
I
charge
grew
of
up over there
underground
and,
for Disney
down there
World in
and,
Florida. My cousin worked there, and I did
struggled
some
a lot because
labor
of
in there
the
too.
learning disabilities, and then somehow made it through high school.
And I guess
got
if you
into,
fuck up there, they
college.
bury
It's
you.
only your bachelor's plan, you know. And after that, I got a job out in Tennessee, working for a computer consulting company, and met my current partner.
Oh, he's a tech guy.
There was an opportunity for us to move out to California, and landed my dream job working for the Walt Disney Company.
So how did you come to work at Disney? Tell us how
What
that
are
all
the odds
came
that his
about.
partner's gay?
It's kind of interesting.
Or is
I
he?
was,
Which one?
as I said earlier, I was
Hargrave?
terrible at school. And
Hey, Rebels.
I was terrible at school.
Rebels.
And when I was 13 or 14, I went over to spend the weekend with a friend. His grandfather was visiting from Florida, and his grandfather was actually a maintenance person that worked at Walt Disney. And I was just shocked by this. I was like, people work for Disney? Like, or do you have to pay them to work there? Like, how do you get a job working at Disney World? Because to me, you know, being someone living, you know, we had government support. I had hand-me-down clothes. I don't remember ever having a new pair of shoes until I was a teenager and could work. And
Oh, Jesus
myself.
Christ. Don't hear your
Dog.
fucking life story, man.
You know,
Oh shit! Catch some fish. Grow
was
some
an amazing
fucking
dream
weed,
that
you
never
will.
happened, but also that you could actually go and work there. You know, so I got it in my mind at that time that I wanted to go and find some way to go and work at the Walt Disney Company, and that
And
idea
it's
never
heaven to
left me.
him.
Basically, it was there the entire time, and then when I ended up in California, I found out that you could go to work you couldn't get a job directly in technology working at the Walt Disney Company in any of the divisions. You had to go back then. I don't know if it's still like this, but back then you had to go to work for them as a contractor, working for a third party company. And then after 6 months or a year, if Disney felt like you were a fit, they would hire you on as a full-time employee. And that's what happened with me. I went out there and I was hired by this contracting company, and I started at the Walt Disney Company at Disneyland at their technology.
Is that him?
I was, Nick probably knows. I was the tape aide.
He's driving the fucking
4 or 5 months,
Enterprise.
and this is the person that works the night shift and runs around and swaps all the back.
I wonder if that's that hotel that got
Yeah,
shut
they had
down.
servers all over Disney.
Yeah,
back then,
he's driving
it was
the hotel.
Token Ring Network, if you remember what that is.
Yeah.
And I would go around and swap out the tapes and run patches on the servers and do all the stuff you couldn't do in the middle of the day because, you know, all the users were using the systems. And I absolutely loved it. I mean, it was wonderful to go and be there at night and see all the maintenance and the cleaning and everything, you know, and I made these amazing, you know, relationships with people that work there in maintenance and at nighttime. And I was very fortunate that, you know, almost a year later, and this was the late 90s, I was offered a position to go to work at what is called Disney Worldwide Services as a salaried employee.
Do my
It's more money
job.
than I thought I'd ever make in my life. I look back on it now, it wasn't enough.
Oh, he's not saying that
The country boy
Rebel's
going to,
job is
going
to
out
fuck with you,
California
not
and getting work for
his.
Disney. I was like, oh my God, and you're going to pay me that much money?
So Agent Callis, let me just break in here and ask you this real quick while you're telling us, you know, you were working, you know, a contract job for them. Without saying the specific year, can you tell us around about when this was?
I think I can tell you. It was around 1998.
Okay.
Oh,
no shit, same time I was in Florida.
You know, so yeah, 1998. Perfect. Perfect.
You know, it was a big eye-opening experience for me to get to go and it was a dream come true for me to go and work there. And also, you know, as a Southerner who went to a high school that had like maybe 10 Black people, and I went to a couple, you know, I went to a community college and then to a state college and then another state college. And these were all colleges in the South, and there was some minority groups, but it was nothing like what I experienced when I started at Disney.
Oh, this
Disney,
punk.
even back then in the late 90s, had to be one of the most diverse.
Which one is
companies
he?
in the world? Because
I don't know.
you know, I remember my first day there. My boss was
It's got to be that guy on the left,
one of the person that did
above
my
the
job
Chinese lady.
was a Latino guy. I mean, Disney theme parks and resorts is the division. They're, you know, it's
Well,
already
he's
organic.
white. We know that much.
One of the most diverse companies in the United States, if not probably, you know, the world. If you go
Hey,
out
Billy
into the world,
Powermax.
there's not as much diversity as there is here in the United States. As a matter
Right.
of fact. And I've been.
Hey, Billy,
all over.
hail.
So, you know, I got this job working for Disney Worldwide Services, and it was an entry-level job, but I was hired specifically for this position that supports the CEO's office. So I was not only everything technical support for the CEO and his immediate staff. I was also a technical liaison for the CEO for any questions that he had
You see what Rebel
around how the
said?
internet works how streaming worked, or how data centers did this or that, or how compression worked. I remember doing.
When does the part come when Hargrave admits he has a sexy polar bear in his living room? Okay.
Presentation.
You got a rug?
Really dumb it
You
down
got a bear
because they
rug,
see it.
Hargrave, or you got one standing up stuffed?
At that time,
Hey, Mossy.
he's probably one of the
Mossy.
smartest people I've ever known in my life. He's extremely intelligent, but that's what I did there. The first year, and that's how I ended up working there and having counting my time as a contractor, almost a 18-year career there.
All right, Callis. Well, tell us a little bit more about your
18
work
years
history
you
there,
worked
and
there.
your
Fuck.
later on into being a full-time employee. All the different things that you did there with Disney, and all the things you got to kind of experience and work on.
Okay, well, the division that I worked for is called Disney Worldwide Services, DWS, and they supply technical.
I've heard of them, haven't you?
Engineering services to all the other business units. What you have to
I didn't-
understand about Disney
Damn,
is
what was it?
Disney Worldwide Services.
A whole bunch of different businesses. You have, ESPN,
Isn't that
ABC,
the
Walt Disney Studios, Merrimack Studios,
the food thing or whatever?
It just goes on and on and on.
And this is all on one
Sounds like
campus.
the food crafts or
No,
whatever.
all over the place.
Okay.
And there's consumer products, there's licensing. So all of these different divisions, they need technical services. In the old days,
Get
what
to
you
the
did,
part where Bob
was every
Iger
single
graped
division would
Mickey
have their
Bell.
own-
Oh, you
their own
son of a
technical
bitch.
arm, if you will. Like they would have their own director or VP of technology, and then
Mossy
they
says
had
for you
their
to
own
check
data centers,
your
their own networks,
text
so you can imagine
messages.
how
Yeah.
efficient that was. So what
Okay.
what DWS was trying to do and did finally do in the end was try to consolidate all of that. It was a good idea. I think it was Michael Eisner that drove that as well. So that's the division I worked for. So I spent the first year and a half as an actual employee working for the CEO's office. And actually, one of my interesting with Bob Iger, I met him several times. And the first time I met him was I was helping him and his assistants move into new offices when he became the president for the Walt Disney Company when he left ABC. Again,
Oh, this winter.
on a personal level against
Bob Iger?
Bob Iger, he
Yeah,
was always nice
Jesus,
and
what a-
cordial, and everyone that I've ever talked to that's worked with him or around him have only had nice things to say about him. I think we all might question some of the decisions that
Yeah.
have been made. As a
Yeah.
stockholder, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, and that's
but-
one of the things being coach. Yeah, that's one of the things being coach talk about a lot is just these people that are in the news a lot. We don't know them personally. Personally, they might be awesome, wonderful people to hang out and chit chat with, but it's more the decision making and the things that they do that a lot of us have issues with.
And going back to your question is, Disney, when I started there, was a wonderful place to work. It was there was open door policy everywhere. You were encouraged if you had a better idea, a way to do things better. It didn't matter if you were working in one of the theme parks or the hotels, or it didn't matter what division you worked in. Across the board, the company, since Walt Disney's time, it's what I was told. Everyone was always encouraged to bring their ideas. There's no bad ideas, and it was always taken as an idea and not taken as some kind of insult on the way that things have been done or the way things might be done now compared to then. Another great thing about working there early on, I remember one of my earliest experiences as an employee. I went to a retirement party at Disneyland, and there was this VP
Jeez, man, this guy drags this shit out, man.
of
He wants
gardening,
this is all
landscaping,
about
goodness,
him
whatever.
wanting fucking pay attention to
Why
me.
is
This
this-
was a very nice Japanese man that had been with the company 35 years, and he was retiring. And I remember going to that and just thinking, wow, 35 years, here. And he was, he told me some great stories. I remember one of the things he told me is that he had something like 500 or 600 hours of vacation time in the bucket, because up until like 2005, they would let you have as many hours as you wanted to accumulate. Now they cut them off. I think it's like 230 or something like that. And if you don't use them, you lose them or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of environment that that Disney had, and I believe personally that's why the company was so successful. I think that when you have an environment where everybody feels like they have a future with the company, and everybody's working together as a team, and there's synergy, and no one is afraid to speak up.
Is this the life story as Hargrave is?
Yeah, we're listening to his life story here.
Of growth.
Oh,
And I think you see
jeez.
that in the numbers. You just go look. I always tell my friends when they ask me, I say,
Yeah, we're
when
waiting
you
to
think
hear
about
the
Disney
juicy
buying
stuff, Eric.
Marvel.
There's no
and
juicy
Star
stuff. It's
Wars,
just him
the
talking
biggest
about
film
himself. He's a
and,
blowhard.
Fox
Listen to his
Entertainment.
own voice.
The credit, and the
We'll speed
funds
this
that
up.
It's
that
insane.
all
I grew up a
created in the
poor
70s and
black
80s and
child.
90s.
So
And
this
it
is
was
the
done
only
by
attention
people
he's
who were
ever
just
got.
passionate and in love with the Walt Disney Company.
His
And that was me.
partner
And
ignores
I
him.
definitely was huge, and still, I'm still a huge fan of the Walt Disney Company. I don't want to, I don't want to say that I'm not, because just because there's been some productions that I think, and some events that maybe we're not held or are done in a way that makes everyone happy. You're never going to make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, it was a great place to work. People were promoted from within the company. There was a rule about listing jobs that had to be listed 2 or 3 months on the internal site.
The hell was that?
Outside. And I did quite well in that environment. After my time as with the CEO's office, I moved over to data center services and was promoted time and time again until I reached the pinnacle of technical services in that division. I think it's all divisions that but if you're on Disney does this thing that I don't agree with, and I'm not sure if they still do it anymore. You're either on an administrative path or you're on a technical path. And as far as the professional salaried employees, and if you're on the technical path, it's very hard to jump over to the administrative path and vice versa. And what happened to me is by 2008, I was a principal architect, and there was nowhere for me to go. I mean, my salary and bonus was about even with a director. I'm running $1 million projects. I have Disney employees being assigned to work on projects with me. I had a lot of contractors who work for me. But
all he's doing is talking about his $1 million projects, all people that work for him.
And I was told by my, the director and VP that I worked for immediately, I need to get a master's degree in order to do that. So I spent a couple of my years, nights and weekends, getting a master's degree. And then I started applying for jobs. And this would have been around 2010, 11. And I just wasn't getting anywhere with that. And when I started asking questions about, I applied for this job, I'm obviously qualified for it. I'm actually probably more than qualified for it. I even started applying for jobs that were like manager 2 and manager 3 level jobs, which, basically you'd manage teams of like 3 or 4 people, that kind of thing. I just wasn't getting any traction. And then moving past that to 2013, 14, I had a boss that I worked for, and he was laid off, and he'd been with the company for almost 20 years. And he was also a white guy. And his last day, I was in his office, and he just looked at me and he said,
he's also a white guy
somewhere else because you're not going to really have a future here. And I didn't want to hear this. This was, I didn't even really want to think about it. And what I did, and I feel sorry for it about it now, but I just kind of wrote it off my head. Well, you're losing your job and you're just, you're a disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
But
what you're talking about.
That's how I felt when I was fired.
Yeah. He, I look back on it now, he was giving me some good advice. I should have taken that advice. And then fast forward, a couple of years later, the VP of our department was replaced, and they brought in a guy that had worked for a software company. And I'll talk about that in a minute, how for some reason we stopped hiring people from within. But this person was stationed up or lived up in Seattle, and he convinced the CTO that the entire group that I worked in should have to move to Seattle. And so they told us about 6 months out, you should consider moving to Seattle. And I wasn't going to move to Seattle. And then they told us about 3 months out that, you're going to get laid off if you don't find an internal job here in Burbank or somewhere else. And I applied for every job that I could even remotely be qualified for. I applied for jobs that I would have taken a 50% pay cut.
I'm in the Middle East in my office.
And you could do those.
I never got a phone call.
Hail Perth.
Nothing. This is when it really started hitting me.
This guy's putting me to sleep, man.
I was being, I thought it was something I was doing, but then of course the day that I was laid off, there was 10 other guys laid off, and they were all white guys. And my last day, Disney, my entire career working there, I was told, oh, your last day. You
hey, hell, dear.
The reason Disney does exit interviews, they want to know why people are leaving the company. They want to make sure that future employees have a better experience. They want to make sure that if you're being laid off, that you understand why you're being laid off, and that.
Yes, on your exit survey. Are you okay with us not hiring you because you're white on our exit survey?
I'm like, well, if I'm going to get laid off, I might as well,
I never got hired because of my race my whole life. Have you?
For this exit interview, thinking, I'm probably going to get a director, maybe a VP, at the very least, maybe a manager 3 of HR. And I walk in and there's this kid there, 20 years old. He was an intern 3 months before this. He just got hired, and all he had for me was, "Oh, you need to sign here so that you get your severance package." And I was like, "This is the exit interview," and he's like, "Well, I guess it is." And so I kind of raised a little bit of hell about that. And I, he left and came back and said, "Okay, we're going to make a phone call and you can speak to the VP or whatever." And I had her on the phone for about 10 minutes, and we went over some of the stuff that I wrote down. And at the very end of the conversation, she says to me, "Well, I want you to come away from this knowing that this has nothing to do with you personally. This has nothing to do with your job performance, obviously. I mean, guys, I have a box down in the basement full of rewards. I mean, every kind of a reward. Disney's used to be really good about giving out rewards for accomplishments. I have, I was given long-term incentive stock options and stock for the company. I still had a lot of these incentives when
a lot of good those stock options will do you.
That shit's bottomed out.
And
here's a plastic bag with a Goofy on it.
That was the end of the conversation, and I left. Took my ID and
I was raped by an African coworker at Disney, and they still don't consider me black
from
with
your
my
arrival
black.
in 1998.
You
Through
sick
some way,
fuck.
I'm guessing it sounded like 2015 or 15.
Rebels.
16. Okay. So being there the entire time, and you said something a moment ago about Walt Disney, and Nick and I be best friends for over 30 years, even though we don't like each other every day.
Oh, Ant just showed up in the fucking
we revere
group chat
as well. Growing up with Disney,
watched all.
It was a special place. Many people call.
I don't see Ant on here.
No, and my group on X.
How much reverence would you say the company had for Walt Disney? Did that change, and how did the company change over the years? Because it certainly sounds like the Disney you first started working for in 1998 became a much different one years later.
You son of a bitch, Rebels.
I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe the reason that the company is not growing and is not profitable is because they moved away from some of what I spoke about before. You're talking about an environment where you where you're hired.
He's got a
only after
boyfriend
you've
that's
proven
probably
yourself
black
to
too. He didn't mention
And
that.
then
Remember, he
you're
just said,
indoctrinated into
I
this,
met my
Partner.
partner.
group of people. who
Whenever somebody says
absolutely
something
love
weird like that,
and
you know
Yeah.
it's
Walt
fucking
himself
same-sex
was
gayness.
thought of as
Yeah.
a god, the founder.
It's
You
probably a
couldn't
black
say
guy
anything about
too.
it. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet about him
But
being,
they still fired me.
not the best person. Let's put it that way in his personal life.
Did you hear him? I'm not the
professional
best
life,
person.
He turned a tiny studio in a 1,000-foot bungalow. They still have those bungalows on the studio lots, by the way, that you can go and see.
This guy's a
He-
bundle
he
of
took the
sticks.
company from that to what it was in the late 90s. Well, not him personally. He was gone way before that. But what it was when I got there was because people kept following his leadership.
His vision for the company.
Exactly. And they do this thing on your first day orientation. They call it pixie dusting. And you go in and you learn so many things about the company. It's wonderful. But then at 5 years as a salary employee, you get a whole week of it. So they take an entire week and they send you to different places, theme parks, hotels, just all over the company. You get to meet a lot of the executives and you get to learn a lot about parts of the company that you wouldn't normally be exposed to, because normally you're just kind of siloed in your part of the company. Except for what I did in the division I worked for, we interacted with all the business units. But most of your business units, like for example, if you were at studios, you pretty much just interacted with.
It's funny they showed Tinkerbell because they got rid of Tinkerbell because Tinkerbell is problematic. Finger
He was the
quotes.
president of Walt Disney Studios for a really long time, and he told us this story about how he
Oh,
started.
look
at
who it
Disney
is! It's
selling
Mr.
chairs.
Let's
And
get
in
the
1970,
president.
He was in high school, and then he never left the company.
Yeah.
He was a
How
write-off
long has
later,
it been
went
since
to
an
college,
actor killed
and
the
this man worked his way from
president?
nothing up to the,
And I was like,
the
well, how long has it
president
been since y'all
of Walt
whore
Disney
pissed
Studios.
and shit in your
And
pants?
that story was not unique. It was the norm. Most of the
Retard
people
for
that I would
saying
talk
that.
to, when I was in my 20s, and these people were in their
I
30s,
guess
40s, and
Disney
50s,
has
they
their
had been in the
own
company
version
10,
of
15, 20
employee
years. And in fact,
orientation, if you know what I
on your
mean.
ID, the first 15 years that I worked there,
Yeah.
on your employee ID down in the bottom left corner.
This-
Oh, no, look who he is.
And something
He was the
something
old
happened after
guy
Bob
on the
Iger
right.
took over, where
Huh.
for some reason, we were kind of not
This
so many words,
gay
we were
guy
insinuating
was
most of
married
them
by
were
his black partner
the new VP.
by
They don't
him
wanna hear about
roofing
Colin.
his.
And then
God,
about
you are
2014,
trying to
all
get
the
my
ID. So
channel
now,
shut down. You
now
little
it's like, they don't
shit.
even want to see it on your ID, right? So
What
this
is
was
this
something that they
interview
celebrated,
from? It's
where
on
they would have these
Echo
big,
Base, and this is an
parties where people would
ex-Disney
reach the 5-year,
employee.
5-year reward, a 10-year, and get a 10-year award.
And
You
he's
can imagine what
basically
the parties were like when
saying
you're like retiring at 35 years, like the gentleman
he
said
couldn't
before.
get
I don't think they
a
did that.
job
They
or a
stopped
better
doing it
job in
before.
there
So what
because he
happens
was
is,
white.
you
And then
lose
his
this
boss
abundance,
got fired, and he
because
told
you
him
have
that
people that
they're
are
gonna
leaving because they
fire
feel like
him
they don't have
because
a
he's
future.
white.
You have people leaving because
But
they
this
feel like
guy
they don't have any
drags
voice, like their
everything
experience
out.
doesn't
Like
matter.
we got to hear
And
his
now
life
with the
story, his
DEI stuff,
cholesterol
you have people
levels,
leaving
and
because
all
of
of
their
this
race.
meaningless bullshit.
Let me take you through a
His
scenario. Let's say you're a
philosophy on
production,
being gay.
what's hot right now is acolytes. So say you're on that production, your production's assistant.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you just say the acolyte is hot right now?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
in conversation.
Yeah.
Let's say you're on that set, and this happened 15 years ago. I have no doubt that even the lowest level assistant production assistant or PA could walk up to the showrunner, the director, and say, "Hey, this thing is out of canon," or "Hey, this doesn't make sense with the other scene. There's something out of continuity," or whatever.
Mhm.
And they would be listening. The whatever is brought up may not be looked at seriously, or there might not be a change made because of it, but that would happen. It happened in my
Man
life.
just said he's going to start a
We were all
stream.
encouraged to always, be vocal.
Who's gonna
Yeah,
start
I
a
got your
stream?
Talk about
text,
challenges, and
Bossy.
especially if you had a resolution for it. The boss that I had for the last
Oh,
10 years
is
I was
Amps
there,
gonna
he
start a
would always
stream?
come to me with an
That's
issue
what he
or
just told me. I
challenge,
said,
have a
wait a
resolution for
fucking
it.
hour. We're live
Don't
working
waste
on
my
our
time.
graves.
But what the point I'm trying to get here is that doesn't.
Yeah,
I've been told by my
we're
friends who
gonna
work there,
we're gonna
that doesn't
talk
happen.
about the boys. We'll
Because
be done before
that top-
7. Like
that
I'd say
problem
20
that might be
minutes.
presented is, hey, maybe we should look at this thing differently because
He
it
should have
doesn't fit, or it
played
might
his
turn off
gay
the fan
card to
base.
stay
Now
at
it's looked at
Disney.
as, oh, you're just saying that.
Oh, that's
because
not a
the
bad.
director's
That's
saying
not a
it.
bad
You're
strategy.
just saying that because
I'd be like, oh, they fired me because I'm gay and all this.
One of the other staff members or the writers that wrote this is outside of your purview of sexuality or sex or sexual orientation. So there's this filter. It's on everything where people are afraid to speak up, and I think that's part of the problem, right? Where like if you're trying to run a business and people see potential problems and they're afraid to speak up because they're afraid it's going to be taken the wrong way, then it kind of just destroys the whole business,
Yeah.
And
You don't say.
that to me is the change that happened from the time where I started in the first 10 years that I worked there.
Yeah,
And then
Perth is
the last
100%
few years that
right.
I
He
worked there,
should
I
have
seen the
fucking
company
said,
go from
I'll get my
open door,
boyfriend and sue you.
policy where everybody was
I
hired
happen to
and
know
promoted
another
based on
movement
merit
where
and
you
hard work.
can't say
I've
what's
seen the
going
company go
on
from
because
being
people
filled
are
with people that
scared.
were just Disney fanatics and would just
Oh,
jump through
yeah.
hoops and work 80-hour weeks to
Aren't
get things done.
we
It was
were part
always
of that
about the
cult.
guest,
Hey,
the guest
George.
experience, the viewers experience. And now it's not that. It's not that at all. People are hired mostly based on cronyism. They're promoted if all the boxes are checked. And like I said before, I think that this causes a big brain drain of the company, and it doesn't help with the production of anything.
So just to clear it up for the audience, for our viewers, cronyism is, my understanding is when a person in power hires a friend, very similar to nepotism. That you hire
Nepotism.
or promote your family. So that was your experience seeing that in the late stages of your career, is what you're telling us.
Absolutely. we would see, it was just mind boggling. We would see people brought in from One good example I can give you, there was a VP for infrastructure that was brought in from NBC Universal. And within 6 months, he brought over 5 or 6 people from NBC Universal. So every position that came open from that point after he had his position was filled by his friends. There's no other way to to say it.
There's
And
no other
so
way
you
to
can
put
imagine
it.
what kind of environment that sets up.
You know, he talks like
and you can imagine what that
well-read.
does to the business. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is a business.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we lose track of that. We think about, we think of it as an entertainment company or
My
whatever.
dog
but
agrees.
it has to make money.
He sounds
and
like
it's not
well-read.
making money. It's not, and to me, and I know I'm not creative, as they say at Disney. I'm
You're
just a
not
technical guy,
creative.
but
You're
I'm
a
business
boring
guy. I've
gay
been
guy.
very
Go away.
successful at business since I left Disney. And to me, you have a product. You know what your customers are. You know what your customers want. You make a product for your customers. And if you want to do some side project to try to bring on another category of customer, you do that as well.
Yeah.
But don't try to join them together. Or
Your base dudes remind me of Bert and Ernie.
Ernie,
of their
I wonder if
audience.
they
And I
live
consider
together
myself
and
as
sleep in the
part
same
of that
bed.
group that they're trying, to eliminate.
My
I said this to Nick
workplace
the other
is
day.
in full
Imagine you own a
swing
pizza shop,
cronyism.
and you're doing well. You're doing great,
Yay.
for decades. You're the best-selling pizza shop in town.
It's
And then you
not who
decide
you
one
know,
day,
it's who you blow,
we're
Kurt.
not gonna sell pepperoni
Yep.
anymore.
Yeah.
Take pepperoni off pizza. And you can imagine what that would do to your numbers. Like you all of a sudden your sales are going to be cut in half. Now a normal business person would go, well, maybe some of our customers, they don't.
I
want
can't believe
pepperoni.
he's
Well,
the
no,
old guy. I
have
thought he was
pepperoni.
that young weirdo,
Let's
didn't
not
you?
stop making the pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's where Lucasfilm is kind of.
You're retired
down.
anyways. Go
They-
die.
Maybe they're trying to please everybody and they
Shut
don't
the
know how
fuck
to do that,
up.
or maybe they just don't give a shit
Right?
about legacy Star Wars fans. And
We- you working there, and I know you're giving us your
18
opinion as far as
years,
Star
come
Wars is concerned,
on.
because you work for Disney, you never worked directly for Lucasfilm. But I got to tell you, as a lifelong fan of Star Wars, and I won't speak for Nick, but I know he agrees. I feel like, one, because I'm critical of the product that they're giving us, they see me and fans like me as the enemy, and because I'm critical of the story that they produce, the product that they create, on the front end now they're calling us racist, bigots, misogynist, and everything else you could imagine. And I feel like a lot of media are backing them up. And it makes me wonder, one, what type of relationship Disney has with me. I mean, I feel like I know what type of relationship they have.
You
and
have to
authority they
blow
with
a
media, but
heifer
it's just
to
a
make
really
it into
polarizing
business.
time in Star Wars.
Well, Ahmet would
it
be
probably doesn't surprise you
CEO
that
in
Disney
no
fans feel that way.
time.
yeah, it's about. I can tell you, I know people in the media group, and because we used to support them as well. And it's about access. If you are, if you're writing an article for the Hollywood Reporter and you're critical of a movie or God forbid the executives at some studio, guess what? You can forget about ever getting a story from them again.
Hey, Nick, who is that John Campea fella again?
Yeah, yeah. He had all the access. He was at red carpets, all that, and then he was
All
criticizing.
right, I thought this was. I can't take any more.
No,
of
there
this.
ain't nothing here. Just him talking about his shitty life.
All right, we're gonna talk about The Boys now. So I'll put the spoiler thing up here. George, have you watched The Boys? The
Yes.
new ones?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? For me, it started when that firecracker's boyfriend that was naked when they killed him, and that was retarded. And then the French
All
guy
right.
went gay, and then it just started snowballing. And now
All right,
this,
so it says spoilers here. So if you haven't seen it, like Eric, if you're still here, if you haven't seen it, I'm just letting you know so we're not ruining anything for you, because it does say spoilers being discussed here. So we're going to get into it now. First off, we're not going to review this anymore. We're going to just wait till the final episode, and then depending how that goes, because I'm waiting to see how this next episode is, because each episode has progressively gotten worse than the last one. I mean,
yeah. And then they
It's
didn't even
just-
show us the trial. That was bullshit.
yeah, they didn't show show us the trial. The trial could have been gold. You could have had comedy gold there. We could have
And no
had people.
boob either from Firecracker at the end. I'm like, what the fuck? We can't see
Yeah,
a boob.
I was
We can
you
see
that.
that guy's cock for fucking an hour.
Yeah, you can see all of that, but you don't see her
Fuck.
boob, you see her face or whatever, and she's
It's like the opposite of fucking Game of Thrones.
so
At least
the
they
last.
showed you a bunch of boobs for every cock you saw.
The only thing I could say I like in the last 3 episodes that Shep brought up earlier was the
Flying
animals.
And the
Yeah,
animals.
the animals that had the superpowers or whatever. That was pretty
funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was actually
great, man.
funny,
I was cheering them on. Kill them all. Get them. Get the bunnies in there.
yeah. Other than that, man, everything else is just sucked. I mean, Homelander. What has Homelander done this season? He spent 90% of his time with his arms behind his back, just looking at people and twitching his eyes. I think the most he did was that episode where he went back to the place where the scientists were torturing him or whatever. Like that's the most he's done so far this whole season. And he just sat there and was. It just sucks. I don't know how else to put it. It's just not interesting. And then we have the crap with Frenchie. They just totally. It's like I said. The finale. Frenchie was supposed to go with Kimiko to France or whatever, and now it's like that never happened. It's like a totally just different show now. It's like that never even existed. It's just like all of a sudden Frenchie's been gay this whole time, and he's pining about this other guy, and then Kimiko is just basically like a gimp now to him, and it's just this. It just sucks. Like So this last episode was the worst, man. They go to some party.
Yeah, the ice rink was cool too when he was fucking blasting.
Oh my god, the ice rink. Whoa.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the ice rink was funny.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. The ice rink, he zapped a couple. Dude, he cut the what's her name? The Wonder Woman girl in half.
Yeah, it was awesome. Then the Jesus guy cut off the girl's fingers.
Yeah, the Jesus guy was trying to get out of there, and he was doing like he was kicking people with the.
Yeah, that was bullshit. And Kimiko's name is the female in the book. She got cut bad.
Yeah, and she keeps going to the stupid police station.
Prison to see him. This is that showrunner, Eric Kripke. He's a fucking gimpy, man, for doing this to us.
But you know what?
Bragging about it with Homelander about how they enjoy what they're doing to us.
Well, this is going to be their last season of enjoyment because the ratings are in the toilet.
Yeah, they're saying they're not going to get a sixth season if they keep this shit up, these retards.
Yeah.
No, we'll never get that fucking ending. You know that? It'll be half-assed like everything else around here.
You know what this all goes back to? This all goes back to Starlight getting her... it goes back to Starlight with the Ozempic. That's what set all of this off. Because when that went down, the director guy lost his mind because everybody was calling Starlight out, going, "You look like a fucking zombie now," which she does. Starlight does not look good. What?
She looks like Skeletor with boobs.
She looks like Dale Keown. That's what she looks like now. I hate to say it, but she looks like Dale Keown.
Got a
like
piss bottle under the table. Be careful, folks.
Her face is totally sunken in it. That's why that Ozempic is not. That is the worst thing ever to be using that, man. Like even people that actually have diabetes, I don't think
shouldn't be using it.
Yeah.
She was cute as fuck, Perth. I'd have fucking banged her. Now, man, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, crackhead.
Starlight the Ghoul.
That's what I said the other night. Starlight ought to do the Ghoul with Fallout. They ought to have a fucking spinoff.
Well, the other problem with Starlight is, what is Starlight's purpose on this season? Because her powers don't work. Her whole storyline is, I'm going to beat everybody up.
They want her to lean more on her boyfriend, the wimp. That's what this is about.
Yeah, but she can't even use her powers. Why do they even bring her or anything? Like,
I don't know. In the book, it ain't like that. See, this is all contrary to the book. He can't. He's trying to write it. This almost reminds me of Game of Thrones. You want to know the truth?
Mother's Milk should be saying to Starlight, "Look, you need to get your shit together. You can't use your powers.
You want to know why his name's Mother's Milk? Because in the book, he drinks Mother's Milk and he gets his power. And he can beat the fuck out of anybody.
Is that why he collapsed or whatever? Because he needs to drink the milk?
No, you know why he collapsed? He had a fucking panic attack.
I think that's what happened on there, but I thought it was because he needed the milk or something. I was like,
no, he had a panic attack. Yeah. He thought it was a heart attack, but it was only a panic attack.
Yeah.
You know, I know what pissed you off is when your favorite character turned out to be an illusion. And I thought he was going to be the guy from the book who's even stronger.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. And let's here we go. So this guy here, who's the butcher's good friend or something, his wife shows up. Let me see. I want to find the picture.
He tells her, "Shut your fucking hole, bitch."
Where's the one with? Okay, here we go. This is the scene. Okay, so Butcher thinks that this guy is real, and that I don't know. Maybe he thinks she's real.
He hallucinates her from his brain tumors. Yeah.
So he all of a sudden tells her to shut up. And then Butcher's like, well, you can see her. And then it turns out this guy is just another illusion. So he's hallucinating these two people. And then we see the guy on the ground that's like he's forcing that guy to make the vaccine or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the virus. Yeah. And
but the guy realizes that if he makes it, it's going to kill his girlfriend and his kid.
Oh yeah, the virus. He has to make it powerful enough to kill Homelander. But the problem is, if he makes it that powerful, it apparently kills everybody.
Yeah, like in the book, because that's exactly what it is in the book. It's a virus that'll kill everybody with V in their blood.
Well, why can't he have
Butcher kills everybody in the book? It's great.
Well, why can't he have the guy make an anti-vaccine to the thing to give the ones that they want to live? That's kind of a plot.
That isn't how it was wrote.
It's just all or nothing, huh?
Yeah, it's a one-way road with this shit. You seen how the animals acted on that crap?
Oh yeah, they were just like
nuts.
Yeah.
So can you imagine all these V fuckers running around nuts for a couple days till they die? That'd be fucked.
Yeah, like that guy's dad before they had to kill him in the hospital.
Yeah, like his dad. I think that was what that was. That was you're trying to shadow it. You know what I mean? You're saying, hey, look, here's the fucking what we're gonna bring out later.
Oh, look at this scene. Remember this?
This was just sickening. I didn't want to see any of this.
I skipped over all that.
You know, and usually I watch it twice. I tell Hargrave we're going to review it. I couldn't watch it the first time. And the second time I was like, I don't have to watch any of this shit. Nothing happened except for he died.
Yeah. So this dude here,
he is a sick fuck.
This guy's basically supposed to be like 50 Shades of Batman, basically.
Yeah, but he also humps every hole. Remember from the university show?
Yeah, so he they hatched this thing at the beginning to bring this guy in because they're trying to get information or whatever, and this guy has like insane smell or something, and he figured out that it wasn't that's another whole thing too we could talk about. So what was that guy's called? Was that guy called the Weber?
The Web.
Okay, the Web. So there's this weirdo guy at the beginning that they knock out, and they have Huey go in pretending to be this guy, and this guy has a butthole that shoots spider webs out
above his butthole.
Maybe that's what it looked like. His butthole.
Because Mother's Milk poked it instead of his butthole at first. Remember?
And it was just this disgusting, nasty thing. So they knock that guy out, and then Huey goes to this party, and then this BDS Batman brings him down to his lair. Finger quotes lair.
Well, he did after Homelander told him, you're not one of us. We're just using you, basically.
Yeah, well, Homelander's like, you can't even fly. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So he brings Huey down there to he's trying to get a sidekick or something, and there's this other gimp down there. It's just
tied up, fucking half dead in red leather. And he goes, that's my ex-sidekick.
Yeah, he's got the guy tied up in a full gimp outfit and everything, and it's just this whole weird BDSM thing, and then
then that bitch who pulls her hair out shows up.
Yeah, she shows up and she starts whipping Huey and all this and
all kinds of weird shit, man. It just got weird as fuck. It was soft porn, like you said.
Yeah, it was basically super soft porn, is what that was.
It was the Dungeoneers. Holy shit, Hargrave. In a dungeon.
Okay. So this one, now since it's political right now, we got to be careful what we say and everything. Even though I don't want to be doing this, but
it's gay. They're political bullshit.
Yeah, she has a conversation with this guy about a certain stupid issue, and the guy is sitting there talking to her about babies. I'll just put it that way. It relates to babies, and they're talking for like 10 minutes, and then her head explodes. So,
she made her own head explode from the boredom.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to the guy talking about this baby issue. And then she leaves the conversation. She goes over to Super Oprah, and she's like, oh, these stupid conservatives and all this. And it just turns into this whole, it's just nothing but woke garbage is what all of that is. Just the whole thing. Just our side against their side.
It's fucking one woke moment to the next.
Yeah. Let's see what else is on here. Well, they don't show it on here, but we'll talk
And
about
Starlight's
this, I guess.
on the good side.
So that redhead, the firecracker or whatever, she comes to
Oh,
Homelander,
we're up
and
to the boobs.
yeah, and he's like, I'm not attracted to you, fuck off, and all this, and then she's like,
Yeah, eat
oh well,
shit, bitch.
I took these pills that make my tits squirt or whatever, and then she squirts at Homelander
Milk.
in
And
the
she said it
face.
made
and-
my heart get enlarged too, but I'll do anything for you.
yeah, and then it's just so ridiculous.
And then he's
man.
fucking mounting her tits after the
Yeah,
end.
look,
Right
here's
there.
here's what we end up with. This again. This whole thing, man. This
And
whole
Butcher don't know what to do with his two fucking new friends, basically. That's how it ended.
that Ozempic stuff is really bad. I think it's like a synthetic hormone. Once you use it, your body stops producing its own hormones and you become dependent on. Oh, of course. So Hargrave is pissed off because he couldn't jack up to the ex hot chicker. Oh, you son of a bitch, man. Milk truck has arrived.
You ain't shit, and it was delivered to him. And he's been missing that milk because he used to get it from that one bride whose head he fucking burned up, remember?
Well, it's like a recurring thing every season. Homelander always. I don't know why they do this. Every season, Homelander
He
has
needs
to
a
find.
chick to simp to, man. That's his whole weakness.
Yeah, he's got to cuck himself every season. You know, it's not Stormfront, it's the other girl. Now it's this girl, and it's just
Yeah. He's always got a bitch he's got to cuck himself to. Elizabeth Shur. She used to be fine back in the day, man. Now she's just an old hag. I'm serious. I would have ripped her ass back in the day.
Let's talk about these two. Remember this?
The Deep. What the fuck? You know what pisses me off the most is that he's such an ass clown on here. And in the book, he's the only based one, and he's the only one who lives out of the superheroes.
So the Black Noir guy.
Oh my God, the Black Noir guy. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. I can go get another gig and he'll let me fly. And he's like, no, you're gonna want to love this. You got to beat people up and jack
He's
off.
like, I got a job to go work on Hamilton or some bullshit.
Yeah, Hamilton. That's what it was. Fuck. I hate that fucking musical.
And then the Deep is like, hey man, you don't know how to do this gig right. You have to get a boner while killing people. That's how Black Noir did it, and all this. And
yeah. And he goes, all I found in Black Noir's book was all these stupid half-ass drawing and cartoons from that pizza place. Remember that?
yeah, the drawings.
You're okay. We love you. That guy was fucking nuts.
It's got Soldier Boy as a hawk
Soldier
eating
Boy
the people.
fucked him hard, man, mentally.
And that's basically most everything that happened.
Oh, and we're
on
also
there.
wondering when are they going to catch him with the squid? Everybody knows now, basically.
Oh, I suspect what'll happen is
Homelander's going to make him eat it, hopefully.
Well, yeah, that too. But what's going to happen is the Deep's going to go into his room and then go into the hidden closet thing or wherever it is. He's going to open it up, and then Homelander is going to be standing there and be like, "What's this?" And
yeah, I know everything, you idiot.
Yeah, and he's going to say,
"Hear it all."
Yeah, because they keep forgetting that Homelander hears what's going on in there. Like, what's her face? Not what's her face. The Black Flash guy, the runner guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah, A-Train.
Yeah. So how did Homelander not hear A-Train betray him in that room? You know what I mean? Like he hears everything.
Maybe he's gonna like just pull. See, whoever writes this shit's a retard. There's no consistency. Because he should be dead already. Because they're foreshadowing the fuck out of A-Train getting caught. So why don't they just fucking do it? Because just like when he ran with Howie, or whatever the fuck his name is, Starlight's boyfriend. Remember that when he saved him?
Yeah, I mean that didn't occur to Homelander. Like, gee, that guy should get out of here
The only person that could have saved him was somebody who could run fast. Gee whiz, who could that be?
Yeah. Then he just flies off angry in the air. It's like, oh, okay.
It's weak writing.
And then at the end, this was very irritating with Huey here.
Huey,
he just turns into a total bitch because nothing really. He just got strapped down.
Oh yeah,
he's
broken by his dad and by getting sexually accosted by that bitch who pulls her hair out.
But the guy did nothing really even happened to him. All he did was got his feet.
cootie on him, and that was about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's all that happened. And
Oh,
he's
she
like,
wiped her cootie juice on his face too. Remember that?
yeah, and he put on the mask, but he acted like he got full blown raped or something. It was
Yeah, like
just
they were fucking pegging him and shit. That never happened.
like, I can't deal with this. I'm not okay.
What's his name was gonna gut him though and put his dink in the hole. Remember that?
Yeah, he's like, I have to make a new hole.
To bang you. I don't want one of the. I want a bonus hole.
Oh
Sickening, man. It's
But
sickening what the fuck they're up to.
I just I don't know, like I can't see doing more shows about. I mean, I don't even know if we're gonna do the last. It just sucks. That's
We'll
what
see
I.
what
That's,
happens, and if it fucking pulls out, we'll do another show. But I think he's gonna end up killing Firecracker. Doesn't she realize he kills all these bitches he does this to?
well, either that's gonna happen or they're gonna gang up on her like they did with Stormfront. And
I forgot about the farting in the cake too.
yeah, Hargrave used to look for. Oh, you sick fuck, man! You know, I'm gonna start timing you out, you little shit.
It's the girls in Atlanta that are bigger than in Detroit. I lived in both places. I moved to Atlanta because I was told there's 12 girls to every guy in Atlanta. And when I get there, like 8 of them are fat. I was like, fuck, man, it's the same odds as in Detroit.
Well, we're down to the last 2 episodes. I think it's normally 8 unless there's way more. I don't.
No, I doubt it. And if this is the last season, they fucked the pig, that guy. Hey, Risey.
Risey, let's see here. Normally it tells me how many episodes are out here. Let's see. Where's the thing with the episodes? It doesn't. Oh, wait, I'm going to go back to the main thing. There we go.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. 5 seasons? They got another season going?
Yeah, they were supposed to, but I heard they might cancel it if this one fucking falls apart.
All right,
I
let's
could
see
be
what
wrong.
see what it says for 2024.
They always like, if there's one coming up, they always have that extra number on there, even though it's not on there. I've noticed that.
Okay. Yeah, there's 8 episodes. So the next one is July 11th, and then July 18th, Assassination one is the final one. So I'm wondering.
Where he takes over as president. That's going to be bloody as fuck if they do it like the book.
That would be cool.
It's been 8 every year. Hey, Risey. Hey, Risey. Oi, oi, Perth. I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. It just sucked, man. Like, I don't, that's all I can tell you. I just can't see doing more shows about this. We're down to.
If you take all the bullshit out of these all these episodes done this season, you probably have one solid hour.
I was
Well,
saying
yeah.
like 2 minutes.
I mean, there's a lot of fluff on this season, man. Most of the season, like I said, the most Homelander has done on here is when he went to those people that tortured him as a kid. Otherwise, he's in the corner with his hand behind his back and his eye squinting. That's all he's doing.
Whistling.
Yeah, that too. I mean, his kid is actually doing more than him now, too, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Frenchie stuff. I'm sick of that.
Frenchie
man.
storyline sucked. The dad storyline sucked. I mean, there's so much sucking
Abraham.
shit in there. These writers should be beat.
Announced season 5 will be the last.
Yeah, well, they've said that from the go. I mean, the book is ended. So they didn't. What were they going to write after the book? Like add to the story?
You know what I don't understand is how is it when Kamiko goes to the police station? Because in order to see somebody, you have to like give them your info and stuff.
Yeah, right. But she just goes there. I mean, come on.
I mean, they would be like running a thing on her. Yeah, they would be.
Did a thing like you said, a spinoff with her going after them fucking people.
Yeah, why they don't do that, I don't know. They should just have a
They're idiots and they
show.
don't want to do what's right. They fucking
Well, it's like I said, the guy lost his shit when they went after Starlight. That was the whole thing that
Amen,
started this whole-
Perth. That's the one good thing. The boys' back issues are going to be cheap as fuck now that they fucked the show. If the show would have took off and boom, then the books would have been fucking expensive as fuck.
I still think the other seasons were a lot better. This
The
whole
first
season
ones were the bomb, man. And then like the
Yeah.
first season of the university one, That was killer, man. Those two chicks going, "Oh, if we die now, nobody will see us, and it wasn't be real."
Yeah,
Like,
they're not going to see us die on Instagram.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm not getting a signal.
And they had the two bad people were on that. Remember, you saw that, the blonde and the brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say they showed them at the end. They're showing.
Yeah,
up,
and so the other people are all down in that hole somewhere still. Remember?
I guess
And I thought that one chick was going to save Butcher, didn't you? Because she's a blood bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I'm
But
guessing
they're not that smart. We're more creative than they are.
I'm
probably don't
guessing
see
what's
that.
I'm guessing what's gonna happen is Butcher recruits them, and then the blood person sees Butcher fall down or have a seizure
Yeah,
or
but they
something.
got enough time to do all this. I mean, that's a lot to get into. Think
Yeah.
about it.
All right,
Hey-
gotta go. I'm waiting for a Yellow Flash review.
Oh shit, Risey.
All right, take it easy, man.
Brutal. Ant's starting a little while, Risey.
Yeah, Ant's gonna be on in I don't know, like we're gonna pretty much end here in a couple of minutes, so.
Yeah, I'm
Risey's
waiting for the link right
sidebar.
now from Larit.
Well, that's pretty much it, everybody. We've burnt out. There's nothing else to say here. So I want to thank Hiawatha for joining, and George Peter Gatzis, El Hombre, Risey, Rebels, Perth. Let's see who else here. Billy Power Max, thanks for coming. Mossy Snipe, Hal there, Eric Boyd, Jack, thanks for coming, Jack. And that's pretty much it. We'll see you next time. I'll do a outro here. Oh, be sure to go to Ants soon. I guess Ants going to be starting here. All right, buddy. Bye.
Yeah.
All the things that hurt
You
me,
always
purposely say
cry.
that.
Come on.
No, you say I always cry. You say those kind of things. You expect me
Yes,
not
you
to
are
cry.
always the victim. Oh my god, you're always the victim lah. Okay, when you go to a
How
club,
is this?
when you go to a club, you got taken advantage. You are.
I'm not angry again. I'm really angry.
Motherfucker, leave me alone. I tell your mama, make her rest. Motherfucker, you leave me alone. I tell your mama, make her rest. Dance with the beat, motherfucker, feel the heat, motherfucker. Let it go. Always the victim. You make me cry, always the victim. You can't live on the floor. I'll tell your mom you make me I fuck you up. I will tell your mom tonight. I will make her ask you. Leave me alone. I fuck you up. Motherfucker, don't you stop. Do the tempo, make it pop. Leave me alone. Motherfucker. That's what you beat. Motherfucker, feel the heat. Motherfucker. Let it go. Let it go. Feel the flow. I tell your mom, make her ask. Motherfucker, leave me alone. I tell your mama, make her rest. I will tell your mom tonight. I will make her ask you. Leave me alone. Motherfucker, let it go. Let it go. Go. I will tell your mom tonight. I will make her ask you. Leave me alone. Motherfucker. Let it go. Let it go. Go. Motherfucker, leave me alone. I tell your mama, make her rest. I will tell your mom tonight. I will make her ask you. Leave me alone.